Welcome to Insights for Positive Living. I'm talking about understanding the seasons of life. We have the glorious opportunity of becoming what we were created to become. There is no aspect of our life that is dormant unless we choose to have those aspects dormant. Life is glorious when we have the perception of glory. Now, when we look at our lives, we must see it as a process. We must see life as a journey. We can see life as something that is at a standstill. We can perceive our lives from the standpoint of stagnation, that we're not going anywhere, that no good thing is happening to us. But there must be the expectation of good at all points in our lives. Now, one of the things that makes life worthwhile is your power of expectation. What do you expect from life? Someone says, I live my life on a daily basis, not expecting much. But if you do not expect much in life, of course you will not achieve much. Because you see, life attracts to you what you desire. What do you expect? If you expect happiness, happiness will gravitate toward you. If you expect misery, then your life becomes a miserable life. If you expect the exciting, the grand, the glorious to occur in your life, sooner or later you become the recipient of that. There must be that force which is called the force of faith operative in your life in order for you to achieve the best out of life. Now, someone says there is blind faith. But I do not believe that faith is blind. I believe that faith needs a focus. That's why there must be a clear plan of what you desire in life. If you go through life thinking that life is the way it is and I have no control over life, then of course life will be to you what you perceive it to be. But if you believe that life is by divine order, that there is an unseen force that controls the universe, that the universe is in perfect balance, and that nothing is out of order within the sphere of that divine balance. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says that he makes everything beautiful in his time. There is a timing for everything in our lives. Let me say that when we go through periods where we are sorrowful, we should not become the victims of our sorrow. There is a time to mourn, and there is a time to be glad. Now, in our moments when we feel as if the whole world is against us, that things are caving in on us, we should always look up. Look up in expectation. Look up in anticipation that something better is emerging for us. That out of the dust there is beauty that will emerge. That we can take our ashes and we can turn them into something that is beautiful. That we can take the trash and we can create the treasure. You must always remember that regardless of what is happening around you, the beauty exists within you. That even though the morning periods of your life may seem difficult, that there is always the emerging of a morning in your life. The morning speaks of a new day. It speaks of a new start. It speaks of you stepping out of the old and stepping into that which is exciting, that which is vivacious, that which brings meaning and purpose to your life. Every one of us, we desire the best in life if we are truly on the path of good. If we are on the path of good, then we expect good. Now you see, it is a person who lives in the world of fear and uncertainty that always expects the worst to happen. When we are captivated by our inner fears, when we're captivated by our mental fears, then we become victims in our world. We see things from the way we feel on a negative plane, the way we feel based on the circumstances that we are facing, the way we feel based on the negative perception that we have about life. Life is wonderful, but it must be perceived as wonderful. Now someone says, what about sickness? What if I am sick? Should I consider life as something that is wonderful? Let me say that your sickness is not the end of the world. And even if it is a terminal disease, you must always have that faith and that hope that things will turn out for the best in your life. There are many in our world that were diagnosed with terminal diseases, but they had a comeback. Life always offers us a comeback. And you must always expect that there is a comeback. In every situation, there is a comeback. The person who believes that there is no comeback remains on the low level of life. He believes in his circumstance. He looks to his condition. He has no hope of a better tomorrow. But the person who lives in the world of possibility believes that the winter time of his life prepares him for the springtime of his life. When it seems like everything is out of place, when it seems like there are blockages, when it seems as if there is no progress, when stagnation seems to be the order of the day, you should never focus on what you are going through. You should focus on where you're going. Now you see, a person who focuses on what he's going through gives power to what he's going through. A person who allows what he's going through to become the driving force of his life, he misses the target. He misses the future. He misses the best that is already prepared for him. The person who believes in the power of possibility believes that whatever he goes through is a springboard for something better, is a springboard for something great. When sickness persists, then you also persist that there is hope for health, that there is hope for wholeness. Now understand this. Within the world of spirit, you are whole, you are complete. Everything that you need is already in place. You never have to struggle to become. You are what God says you are. You are vibrant. You are dynamic. You're an exciting individual. You're an individual that is filled with happiness. Greatness is always at your fingertip. You can rise up and become what you were created to be. Now someone says, but I don't feel vibrant. I don't feel dynamic. I don't feel exciting. I don't feel even positive at some point in my life. Now hear this. Every feeling is subject to change. It is like Our attitude in life determines our altitude in life. What you determine to become, you can become. What you determine to be, you can be. It's not how the world looks. It is our perception of the world. It is said that if it is to be, it is up to me. Don't allow your world to control you. Be in control of your world. Don't allow a system to manipulate you. Don't allow the opinions and attitudes of people to become the controlling factor of your life. Your life was created for beauty. It was created for excellence. You were created to rise. You were born to be an overcomer. Greatness is always at your fingertip. The next step into your life is always a step into something that is better than the point you are now. But you must expect it. And in that process of expectation, you must be willing to embrace it. The next time you're discouraged, you must always remember that discouragement is the other side of encouragement. When you look at the side of discouragement and you focus on it, yes, you remain in a discouraged state. But when you turn your attention from that discouragement, you gain encouragement. That is infusion, the infusion of life, the infusion of courage, the infusion of divine vitality, the infusion to go forth into your future. You are only weak because you believe in weakness. Strength is the other side of weakness. If you can look to the other side, focus on the other side, then you realize that you are strong. You can know that God's strength is your strength. In Psalms 27 and verse 1, it says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation." Verse 2, it says, "The Lord is the strength of my life." In those moments where you are weak, remember that weakness is not the portrait of your life. That weakness is not your lifeline to your future. That strength is your right. It is your right to be strong. It is your right to be encouraged. It is your right to position yourself to the place of greatness. Don't wait for another person to push you. You are not a wheelbarrow to be pushed. You are self-motivated. It is said that you have to become proactive in life, meaning that you have to become responsible for your life. Be responsible at the point where you are. The responsibility to become is within your grasp. It is within your reach. You don't have to spend another day blaming life. You can rise up and be that champion you were created to be. I trust that something I've said today has encouraged you. And until our next telecast, remember these words, that your destiny is not left to chance. It is a matter of choice. You can choose your future, and your greatest days are before you. They are not behind you.
Nature